What's going on, YouTube world? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks once again for tuning in. I'm Dusty. You already know it. This is the Shred Academy. Today, we're going to answer a few comments that I got in the last two videos. I try to keep my videos pretty specific to certain topics and not be too general. One thing I am not here to do is argue with anybody. But I do want you to know that my teaching comes from a firm, cemented background. I had a 7-year pro career where every year I landed in the overall top 10 in the Eastern States Cup, which is one of the biggest race series on the Eastern Seaboard. I've also been a gravity national champion twice. Okay, so hopefully in the next few minutes, I am going to prove to you that having your elbows tucked towards your body is not the way to go. Now, I want to start this by saying, I'm not talking about exaggerated here or exaggerated here, but I'm talking about between here and here. Let's get after it. Now, we all know to ride down the trail successfully, it takes body-bike separation and body-bike movement. And stabilizing this part of your body with a whole lot of this. And some of this with the back half and the bottom half is our goal to being fast on the trail. A lot of that is done with your two main contact points on your handlebar. So let's address it. We'll try to make it easy. Okay, if we're going to absorb things coming up at us, okay, do you think there's more power absorbing, okay, and my elbows are in, but I'm not being ridiculous about it, okay? I'm going to be real. I want to be serious. Elbows just fall into the side. If something is going to be pushing up at my bike, kind of at this angle, I'm going to have to absorb that by doing this. See my forearms going up, or I'm gonna have to bring my arms back, and it kind of, see what happens in my shoulders here? I get to a certain point where I got nothing left, right? If it keeps going, that's gonna hurt. So that's elbows dropped, elbows out. Something comes up at the bike, I've got all of this, okay? And my elbows are wide, but I'm not saying you need to be like this and reverse your elbows. Yes, that would be bad. A nice athletic stance elbow, grab a handlebar, and that is how you could do the best absorbing with the handlebar and the bike. Move all kinds of ways. You got no range of motion here because your elbows hit the side of your body. You gotta be able to do this. I'm not saying this, comfortable elbows, guys. You have so much force to push through a corner if something hits you as you're leaning the bike over with your elbow up. I can push through. If I'm here, this is a hard push, right? That's awful. If I need to push through something, does this look like I have a lot of force here? Would you do a push-up like this? This sucks. Elbows a little wide. We're here all day. Try this, guys. Do a push-up with your elbows kind of falling in. You don't have to be ridiculous about it. That hurts my shoulders. Elbows out, solid platform. That there alone, push up on a handlebar, should solve it for all you guys. And essentially a push-up is kind of what you're doing off of the bar constantly. You're either pushing down through something, pushing your wheel in, or you're absorbing. It's more or less a push-up. Do you want to do push-ups with your elbows in, or do you want to have a nice wide platforms? I'm not saying push-ups are good for you, but it happens on your bike. Like you have to do push-ups off the bar. Solid platform, wide elbows. Don't let your elbows fall in. But don't take my word for it. Let's check out some of the best riders in the world. This is Loic Bruni. If you don't know who he is, I'm not sure what to tell you. But look at those elbows. Nice and wide. Okay? Going through the chunk. Nice and wide. Absorbing push-ups off the bar. Great vantage point here of Loic. Great body posture. Centered over the bottom bracket, using those elbows to push through, push the bike down, keep that upper body stable. How about Bernard Kerr? Elbows, look at them to absorb all that. Look at those elbows. Look at those elbows. We'll get a better picture. Look at them. Proof's in the pudding. These are world elite athletes, guys. Look at that. Look at that, wide elbow in the corner. Another world elite athlete, Jackson Goldstone. Look at the elbows. Look at the elbows, come on. Jeez, look at the elbows. Hold on, here we go, we're gonna get a good one. There we go, there we go. All right, now that was gravity. Just for you cross-country guys, Nino Schurter. Look at the elbows. Look at the elbows. There they are. Oh, pushing through. Look at the elbows. And he's got skinny handlebars. So his elbows aren't going to be necessarily the widest because of the handlebar width. But his elbows are out. They're not falling down inside. Point proven. Now let's go talk about general body position on the bike and we'll wrap this whole thing up. And that way, we can start talking about more pressing topics in further episodes. Now that we've got your elbows squared away in your arm position, we're gonna talk about your base form on your bike, where all your movement should start from. So if you're shredding down a kind of base trail, where your neutral position should be on the bike. Now, this neutral position and however your bike is angled and set up should all be centered over the bottom bracket, okay? The term heavy feet, light hands still applies. Okay, so here we have a proper neutral position, okay? We have eyes looking down trail. We have our nice wide elbows, but they're not up at the angle of our shoulder, right? That's what's gonna cause us injuries. Nice relaxed, but not in towards the body. Our upper body has a nice mellow angle, about 45 degrees. We want our chest to be pushing energy down the trail. We don't want to be so far angled forward that we have a flat chest pushing energy towards the ground. That's also going to make our angle of our neck super awful. Obviously covering the brake levers with one finger. Now my hips situate somewhere kind of over the seat. If I was taller, I had a larger torso and possibly longer legs, my hips might sit back just a little further. But as I coil myself into my athletic stance, all my weight is centered over the bottom bracket. Down to my feet, my front foot, yes, I've got a dropped heel. My back foot, yes, I'm wedging myself in. The wedge is very useful in your neutral position and going slightly forward and slightly back. I'm in a very similar position. Now, yes, he is going down an incline, so he is set a little farther back. But check out the elbows, eyes looking down trail, chest pointed down trail, upper body at a 45, hips, everything kind of coiled, centered over that bottom bracket. And as well, all my weight is in my feet. Now from this neutral position, we're going to be able to move back and forward on the bike. And as we move back, our ankles will articulate from going into a wedge. And as you get into steeper terrain and articulate backwards, notice the rotation of the feet going from a wedge to more or less dropped heels. Utilizing this in chunky sections, steep sections. As you go forward to attack the trail, yes, you rotate into a wedge, no longer into dropped heels. Dropped heels is not for every situation. All right, guys, let's recap. UCI World Cup athletes have shown us that it is all about the wide elbows. Now, when I say wide elbows, we're not talking about over-accentuating and bringing your elbow to be in line with your shoulder. That is going to get you hurt. Our wide elbows help us push through things and also absorb them. Look at them go. And finally, we dialed in our neutral position, being coiled centered over the bottom bracket. Depending on your height is going to affect where your hips sit over the seat in your neutral position. Our feet are in the wedge, which is going to allow us to move slightly forward or slightly back while staying in a good, strong attack position. Chest pushing energy down the trail, which in turn gives us the best body position to create body bike motion and separation to keep our upper body as stable as possible as the bike dances around on the trail below us. Loic Bruni, one of the best in the game, showing us how it's done. Well guys, that's it for today. If you liked the content, please make sure to leave me a comment. And as always, like, share with your friends, and make sure you're all subscribing. Our goal is 10,000 subscribers. If you want to make sure that the channel continues to survive and grow, please become a paid Patreon. The link is in the description. Our lowest membership is $5 a month. That's 37 cents a day. It doesn't sound like a lot to one person, but as all my supporters gather and support me, it adds up to be enough so that I don't have to stress out about making my van payment, feeding the dog, all those types of things. If this video resonated with you and you'd like to leave me a special gallon or two of gas, help me get some dog food, my PayPal link and Venmo link are in the description for appreciation tips. If I don't see you till the next episode, make sure to ride hard, ride safe, be kind to everyone, guys, on and off the trail. A smile can go a long way in someone's day. If I do see you at the trail, make sure to come say hello. I'd love to thank you for supporting the channel and find out why you love mountain biking just as much as I do. But until then, guys, keep the rubber side down. See you next time.